Hello, yeah, we're going to the Alzheimer's walk.
Continue to support this.
We're so fortunate to have Ed Jones, our national presenting sponsor, alongside the fight. The firm's combination of corporate contributions and team fundraising are on track to surpass $4.7 million this year. Let that sink in. $4.7 million.
What's the claim?
Sunshine.
Hey, zebra. Hello.
Michael's here to take the photos, so I'm done.
Trying.
Thank you. You missed when our table was nice and filled. We had a bunch of stuff up.
We are not willing to stand idly by and watch our clients lose their loved ones and their hard-earned savings to this disease. It's why we sponsor the walk, why we're here today and nationally across the country with an army of volunteers.
Well, that's him right there.
That's right, I
He's
said
the
an
weatherman.
army. There's a lot of us.
Yeah.
And we're doing this very same thing for all the walks in the area. Thank you for your dedication to this cause, and you encourage us to support more and work harder. So thanks. Walk strong today. That's it.
Thank you. We would like to recognize a few other sponsors for their support for the Cumberland County Walk. It would be BJ's, Holy Redeemer, Ashley Furniture, and Cumberland Mutual. Ladies and gentlemen, please visit all of the gracious sponsors present today. I would like to introduce former Philadelphia Eagle, former Congressman and current board member John Runyon to the stage.
Big John.
Thanks, Nick. Good morning, everybody. Personal story with Alzheimer's probably started when I was in high school. Tipping points, I think Nick was kind of talking about it. I remember after I had my son, my first child, and she's sitting in my parents' kitchen. And every 10 minutes, she kept asking, whose baby is this? And it was her first great-grandchild. And that was the point where it still chokes me up to this day to even talk about it. But that's the reality. And a few years after that, my wife, both of her grandparents also passed from this disease. So it was a natural thing for me to get involved when I first came to Philadelphia in 2000. And besides my stint in Washington, D.C., where a little conflict of interest went on, I've been involved in this organization and been on the board for the better part of 9 years now. So it's something near and dear to my heart. So again, thank you all for being here. What we're going to do right now is we're going to have our flower garden ceremony. I'm to narrate this with a microphone in one hand and a script in the other. We can't forget why we're here today. We're here to fight, and we're here to raise money, and here to raise awareness. We're here today to celebrate the lives we've lost, and we're here to comfort and support and build hope for those who are fighting the disease right now. As you look around, you notice orange, purple, yellow, and blue flowers. These flowers highlight our differences, our different reasons for being here, and our connection to this disease. So many of us know Alzheimer's doesn't only affect the people with the disease, the lives of the entire family can be altered with its diagnosis. And each person connected to someone with Alzheimer's has his or her own personal reasons for walking to end Alzheimer's. Janet O'Brien, who you're going to see coming up holding an orange flower, started out in denial about her mother's Alzheimer's and the need for placement in assisted living, which is a common reaction to such news, which grows stronger still. She now works in assisted living. Her passion is lived out each day with the residents and families whom she cares for so much. She is now able to impart what she has learned to assist them in their journey and help them feel less guilty and less hopeless. As an advocate, she still wanted to do more. She joined the Cumberland County Walk Committee. She volunteers, walks, and works endlessly and tirelessly to help with any way she can to raise money and awareness for a much-needed, important breakthrough to end the disease. Holding the purple flower. At first, they cried, they talked, and they learned all they could. Slowly they began to realize how this journey was going to end. They also had become their dad's advocates, something he'd been doing for them their whole lives. Until he passed December 27, 2016. For everyone else that is affected. Thank you, Joanne. Next we have Sierra Bates with the yellow flower. Sierra is here today to support her grandfather, Paul Carew, who's a Vietnam veteran who's living with Alzheimer's disease for the past 5 years. Grampy, as Sierra affectionately refers to him, has always been an inspirational figure in her life. A selfless, kind man with a wonderful sense of humor. Although it has been difficult seeing the effects of Alzheimer's on her grandfather, Sierra finds a place knowing that even throughout the other changes, at the core, her grandfather remains himself. Still the kind, light-hearted man she's always known and admired. He is not defined by the disease. She thanks her family members for joining together and providing him with the care and support needed during this time in their life. Together, they are strong in the battle against Alzheimer's. Thank you. Our next flower is the blue flower. And it's usually our early stage, but our early stage advisor, Jeff Boingoff, can't be with us in person today, representing the blue flower because he is a committee member of the Bradley Beach Walk here today. So Jeff invited us to see a glimpse of his world in the words from his blog. So in one post, Jeff wonders, how does one define happiness and joy? For him, someone living with Alzheimer's disease, spending time with his family on the other hand, making new memories and remembering the past brings him joy. An internal comment, something undefinable. Joy is less a feeling and more an action. Many hear his word and wonder how he could possibly feel joy given the circumstances of his disease and his prognosis. His faith is his foundation upon which he lives every day. He understands that his disease is part of him now, but it alone does not define who he is. Rather, it has added purpose to his life. Serving others that live with this disease brings him great purpose and joy now. Jeff says, and I quote, if you've been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, it is very important never to deny yourself that you have the disease. For decades, our society has perpetuated a culture that people with Alzheimer's were to live in the shadows with shame. This mindset is changing, and thanks to organizations like the Alzheimer's Association. Jeff knows change is inevitable, but over the last year, his brain has changed due to the disease. His personality and expressions are different. He reminds his family, however, that despite the changes, the essence of him remains the same. And Jeff's hope, remind ourselves of this and find that as much joy as we can every day. So all these individuals and the symbolic flowers they hold represent promises to honor, to remember, and to care, and to fight. These promise flowers represent the diverse reasons we have all gathered here today, and they will create a dynamic, colorful, meaningful garden. Many of you have come here today to share your stories, your memories, and with the flowers you have selected, I ask that if you currently have Alzheimer's disease or dementia, I'd like for you to raise your blue flower over your head and hold it there until the end of this ceremony. If you are walking to end Alzheimer's because you have lost someone you love to the disease, please raise your purple head over your head and keep it there. If you're walking to end Alzheimer's because you're supporting or caring for someone with Alzheimer's, please raise your yellow flower. If you're walking to end Alzheimer's because you want to stop the rampant spread of this disease and help as many people possible in the Delaware Valley and across the country, please raise your orange flower. Take a look around. For these 4 people on the stage and their symbolic flowers they hold, and all of you represent the promises we have come here to fulfill. Our flowers show that we followed our own paths to get here this morning, but we will walk the same path together in order to remember those we have lost and those who desperately need it. We know we are facing a relentless and devastating disease that can't yet be prevented or even slowed, but we also know that we can fight to win. I am confident that one day we will add a flower to this garden, a white flower that'll represent the first survivor of Alzheimer's. That would be an awesome addition to this garden. Every step we take in this fight is forward. We must continue to lead the way because together we can end Alzheimer's disease. Even though we've got a long way to go in our journey to the end of Alzheimer's, every step we take is a step that gets us closer. Take your flowers with you when you walk as a visual reminder of why each and every one of us walk. And when you return, you will see firsthand the power that we have when we come together as a united community. Together, we will reclaim the future for millions, one step at a time. So with that, I'm going to bring Nick back up, and we're going to get this walk started.
Thank you, John. Nice meeting you, by the way. All right, everybody. So, great presentation here. Thank you all for representing, and thank you all for coming out. So, there's just one question left. Are you ready to get this walk started? Okay. Mr. DJ, can we get everybody motivated? And we are going to begin the countdown in 15 minutes.
We're gold!
He's up in the sky, he's looking down.
Oh, puppy. So anyway, we're here at the Alzheimer's Walk, supporting the Visiting Angels team out here doing some filming. And we're here for the gods and the goddesses. One day we'll be having a white flower, and that'll be for the first person who survived Alzheimer's disease. That's the dream. You!
I'd rather go downhill though.
Yeah.
In one of those cars about right now. I really would. One of the Porsches. I really could get a ride. Go that way. Maybe I could get a ride. I'd like to go.
He's well taken care of.
She's the official Alzheimer's photographer.
Cool.
Raise up those flowers!
But I'm here. That's okay. You have a pedal left.
Stop and talk for a second. So, Lori, why did you come out for this?
Well, for the people I care for, and also for my grandfather.
Okay, there you go.
And his grandfather, great grandfather.
I got 2 of them, huh? I think my grandma gave them to me.
How did you get here?
Did you guys come out and support this event?
Working with clients, right, that pass away from Alzheimer's, it's a very sad process, right? So it's good to support them and find a cure.
We have flowers and pom-poms.
There you go.
Support this event.
My grandfather, my great-grandfather.
Yeah, we lost our grandfather 3 years ago. So we do it for him.
Happy. Yeah, great. All right, great. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Mary Jo Milam.
That's one of Millie's clients who she was with for
2 years. 2 years.
2 years. Actually passed away from Alzheimer's.
Yeah. So this is my walk for Mary Jo.
And of course, thank you to all of our sponsors.
Perfect ending.
Thank you for making your walk around the track today. New Jersey Motorsports Club for all the support in making this day possible.
What's the deal?
Yeah. We're going to go over there and take another picture, please. Hi, Uncle Mike.
Also, folks, if you're looking for entertainment, don't forget to stop and check us out. Walking today, Chinese auction was donated to us today.
Put a ribbon on them for the yeah.
Yeah, purple ribbon for Alzheimer's. Say so.
DJ, where that? Look at DJ, look. I got it off my head.
Perfect ending.